Welcome to Compliance Officer Training. I'm your host, Ian Johnson, the Product Manager at Step Global for the Smart eDriver product. If you need any help or any assistance, or that you want to contact us further, I will put a screen overlay here with our contact information so you can easily get in touch with us. This is the compliance screen. This is the screen that the driver will hand the diary to you when you intercept a driver on the side of the road. To exit this screen, first off, you need the driver's password, which you do not have. At the top of the screen, you'll see that this is my name and this is my license number, and then you'll see my unique ID underneath. You'll also see the time zone in which all the events are calculated within the system. So if I am driving in Queensland during daylight savings and I'm a Victorian driver, all my records will be on +11, and that'll be automatically done regardless of what the phone says the time is, or the device says the time is. Then you'll see my base location and my record keeper location underneath, and if there is a BFM or AFM accreditation number, it will show up as well if they are driving using that credential. I'm on the current day, so you'll see my total work and my total rest is calculated until the point of day that I'm at. At the moment, it's 11:42, but this is updated once you enter the compliance screen. If you need to change the dates at all, you can use these buttons here to change the dates, or these buttons down here, but we'll get to those buttons in a second. On the chart here, you've got all my different records that I have created for the day. If you want to see a record in more detail, just click on it. It'll bring a pop-up. If you go into portrait mode, you can see the entire thing. So if you need to take a photo, you can take a photo of this, for instance. Let's go back into landscape. We have the Show All button. With the Show All button, it actually shows you any edits that have been created on the day. As you can see, I created this for a demo, and I have 2 edits. You can see I have a work edit and a rest edit, which is maintained within the system. And you can actually see on these records that you got a manual time and date record here. And if they change the location as well, that'll also show in there as well. So if you want to see more details on these, you can. Scrolling down the page, you have the standard graph, where you can click on the components here and see the comments throughout the day. If you wish to change day, just hit the blue buttons. It changes you to the other day. I didn't have any data on that day. Well, I did. I had deleted data. But that was for a demo I was doing. Turn off Show All. Now, as you can see, I've got my work and rest events here. There is no green lines on the graph at this point. But if I scroll down here, and I hit the investigation aid button right in the middle of the screen, I hit that button, it refreshes the investigation aid and tells you if there's any potential non-compliances within the diary. So as you can see, there's a few here. So if I close that screen and scroll down, you can see the investigation aid. If you wish to look at these more in detail, select the record and it'll pop up the record. This one is saying on the 22nd of the 11th at my 6 o'clock activity. On the BFM rule set, I breached on the 12-hour rule, and it was a work rule, and it was a substantial breach. So that gives you an indication of where to go look for that breach. So if I go back to the 22nd of the 11th, here we go. In the graph, you'll see these green lines, and they will represent breaches throughout the day. So as you can see, I have 2 BFM and 2 standard. That is because the next day I actually went into standard rules and I was in breach in both BFM and standard, so it does those calculations for you, and it puts those lines potential non-compliance on the graph. If you need to add any annotations to the system, just click the annotations button at the bottom here. You'll be brought up with the annotations screen. It'll automatically pick up your location at the top. It'll take the current time for the time of intercept. You can change that if you wish. And the annotation flag time and date can be changed to anywhere in the last 28 days within the diary. And please put in an annotation in the correct format. If you wish to do further investigation on the system, you can hit Report Transfer. You'll get a report for 28 days and compliance report. You can put your email in here. The device will not remember your email as it is a setting within the system. Put your subject and comments. And once you have completed that, let me just do it for example here. It'll sit there and process. Now, if you're offline, it'll tell you that it'll bring up a notification to tell you that you are offline and it'll be sent on next opening. If you're online like I am, you'll get a notification which will actually show the MD5 checksum for you to confirm that that report is the correct report to get. It does take a second to load. And here it is. You can see the transaction ID. You can see the driver's name, license number, the EWD system that they were on, the system version number, and the EWD system approval holder is Step Global. Take a photo of this screen to confirm with your email later. Scrolling down the screen, as we mentioned with annotations, you can see all annotations in the book here. And if you want to see more information, you just click on the annotations info. And at the bottom of the screen, we have some EWD system details. You can see the vendor name is Step Global. The name of the system is called Smart eDriver. The approval number, SGSE-2020-001. The version number is the current build that the driver is running under. The calculated screen size is 10.03 for this device, and the DPI is 240. And that is the end of the compliance screen. If you have any questions about the system or you have a support request, please use the contact details shown on the screen to raise your request.